the things that you come across out there, it's like if there was ever such thing as a time machine, that's it. You're literally out on
Yeah.
country and you're stepping back in. You're stepping into a time window, right? You're going back. You could be seeing like a stone artifact on the ground that's like a representative of a blade or a tool that's literally thousands of years old. Someone's used that and discarded it, and you're picking it up and seeing it for the first time since someone's touched it. You know, paintings or engravings in rock shelters, of whatever it
Wow.
was that they were trying to say. Whatever they seen on country, like grinding stones. So you come across like the stones on the ground that have been used for grinding up paints and spinifex seeds to make dampers and bits and pieces like that.
Mm.
It's unreal. It's a really cool thing. And some of the things that you see in terms of the engravings are just mind blowing. Like
Yeah.
Burrup Peninsula, for example. You know, an area in Australia where you wouldn't expect to see a thylacine or a Tasmanian tiger. And I'm not saying that we see the real thylacine, but there is engravings of thylacines on the rocks. So that's telling you that with a certain degree of certainty that, they were walking around there at one stage because the guys have seen them and depicted them on the rocks. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Wow.
megafauna. So you see things like
Yeah.
giant kangaroos or giant wombats, like things that they've interpreted and then put on the rocks. So that's one of the coolest parts, seeing some of the
Oh,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, it's you're taking a step back in time. It's nuts.
Yeah, so that must feel pretty amazing to be able to step back in time like that. And so, are you saying that some of these times, that some of these experiences you're stating, is when you've been kind of that first row of people that have gone out and you've kind of discovered these with your team? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, yep. And so
Wow.
that's the first part of it. So that's actually getting out and then doing the survey, and then the second part of that's obviously making sure that we protect those areas. So another part of my job is ensuring that we educate people on site about the significance of these areas and why it's so
Mm.
important to protect them. Fencing them off and basically managing them on behalf of the traditional custodians. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you tell me what has been the most amazing discovery you've had with your team walking out there?
Oh, man, I don't think I could really pinpoint one. They're all so incredible in their own way. I think
I had a
some,
feeling that might have been tough.
yeah, yeah. Look,
Tough to do.
some of the standout stuff would have to be some of the engravings and stuff you see because you get lost in it. You sit there and you look at it, and like I said, it's stepping back in time, and you kind of you get lost in the moment because you're sitting there looking at this engraving on a rock, and you almost take yourself back to when that was put there. You know what I mean? You just put yourself.
Mm,
It's almost like you go into a bit of a trance, man. You just kind of sit there and you're like, "Wow, this is incredible." You know what I mean? And I think
spectacular.
the most powerful thing about it for me is, like these people were out there, not just working with wildlife, but living with wildlife, integrating with wildlife, and you can see it through everything that's left. All the remnants that
Yeah.
are left behind just show you that there was this amazing integration. You know, caring for country, and it's mind blowing, man. It's quite literally mind
Mm.
blowing. It's one of those. There's so many humbling moments when you just step back and go, "Whoa!" Like I'm actually getting to be part of this. And then the other part of what we do is a lot of monitoring. So once these areas are identified, um, we get to go out and the monitoring's another part of that again. So like we get uh, because we have TOs that are out on country, they get invited to come out and do any monitoring trips that are happening out there. So,
Mm.
we have consultants of all different walks of life. You could have botanists, you can have zoologists, all these different people. And when they're doing bits and pieces on the ground, the TOs will come out and we'll go out with them as part of my job to be part of these monitoring trips. So the exposures they get to wildlife out there are insane. Like we go out and we do baseline fauna surveys, and we do um, bat monitoring, quoll monitoring. Man, the list of stuff that we get to do is just
Is almost unnumberable. Innumerable? A lot of can't count it. Can't count it.
No, you can't. And
You
like
get to go in helicopters. You're flying around in helicopters
just
as well.
just
Come
about
on.
to say. So a lot of the areas that we go to can't be accessed by vehicles because it's just too remote. So we chopper in. So yeah, man, it's
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you do
it's
that.
pretty wild. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, that is insane. Can you tell me like one give me one story of a moment that you kicked a rock and something was underneath there, like something caught your eye, or you came around a corner and you saw this something. Can you tell me of a time or a story that kind of sits in your mind of discovery for you?
Okay, so I've got a really good one, and this isn't in my like this isn't since I've been in the Pilbara. This is when I was working for Parks and Wildlife. So
Mm.
in Geraldton, there's a
Okay.
cluster of islands off the coast, the Abrolhos Islands. They're beautiful. They're really well known for the Batavia. Have you ever heard of the Batavia? It was like a shipwreck, so it was like a story of mutineers, and it was crazy. So basically,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to mess the story up, but it was I think it was an English ship that ran aground on the Abrolhos Islands, and basically all the crew that were inside, there was convicts, and there was like obviously your old school sailors or what like pirates, pirates of the Caribbean type thing. And so these
Yeah.
guys,
Okay. Yeah.
they there was two islands, and I think one group of crew got on one island, and then the bunch of convicts were on the other. It was like this mutineer story. There was murder and all different bits and pieces going on. So that's what the Abrolhos is
Ooh.
really well known for. But it's also a really cool spot in terms of wildlife because